Alright, what's up, guys? Another week. Starting from scratch, pretty much. Gonna take my Ford setup from Twin Ring Mategi East and see how that works here. This does have that really long straightaway, but I don't know if I'm gonna touch the wing because the Ford kind of needs the wing for stability. In the rear end, and I don't know, a couple seasons ago when I did pretty good in the Proto GT, I was running pretty much max wing on every single track and running pretty good times. So start off by doing a couple laps here. I haven't driven Road Atlanta for quite some time. No idea what race pace times are or anything like that, so which I kind of like, because what I'm gonna do is just, you know, keep trying to do the best laps I can do until I feel like I'm starting to plateau.
Anybody got a setup for the BMW that I've got, please?
So yeah, right now it's just all about figuring out the braking points, shifting points, all that fun stuff. Like I can probably do third gear to that low right-hander. I think the Ford will do alright here, just because it has the flowing turns. I think it's the really tight stuff that where the Ford's lacking right now. Honestly, the steering feels pretty muted right now, and my force feedback's up is about as high as I can do it without it clipping anymore. So probably just one of those things where I have to drive it for a while and then, you know, get used to the feeling. I'll become more sensitive to how quiet the forces are through the wheel. See if I can keep it in fourth through here. Ooh, yeah, that'll work. A little pushy. The suspension actually kind of feels like jello. That's kind of normal for the Ford. I mean, so far the car feels pretty neutral. If anything, it's more on the tight side right now. But I haven't even got close to optimizing a lap yet, so.
He's moving.
A little too early to tell. Yeah, third gear is too much. I have to go down to second gear there. So, fourth through here last time worked pretty well. I think it's just a later apex. We'll go third gear through here. I know if you can get your car set up for these S's, you can gain a lot of time there. But kind of need a car that can handle the curbs. No, we're slowly, you know, lap by lap, picking up the pace. It's pretty much just working on it corner by corner, figuring out things, you know, for each corner. Like, for example, last time I tried third gear through here, but this time I'll do second gear. It's kind of feel like I'm in between gears, so. Second gear is pretty good.
.35. Your eyes open. Keep coming.
Still, like, have no idea what I want to do to this setup right now. Nothing's really jumping out at me yet. Trying third gear again. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that corner right now. It's kind of in between.
21.69.
Kind of feel like I need to raise the ride height on the car a bit. Scraping a little bit too much, like going into one. No problem, Dave. Get the old tab screen up. Why isn't my tab button working? It's weird. Seriously,
21.22.
Alright, I guess I'll have to look into why my tab screen isn't working after I do this little run. Car's really starting to feel good. Felt nice and neutral through that section that last lap.
Okay.
Just wish I knew why my tab screen doesn't work. Silly computers. Now we're gonna go with third gear again.
Sorry about that, David. I didn't see the last moment. Tried to give you
This
room.
little dip in that apex throws the car off. I think third gear will be all right there. Not sure yet though. Oh, forgot to do my throttle blip. Alright. Alright. So, first things first, why isn't tab working? Having a moment. Can't find the tab control. Sorry about this, guys. It's probably like right in front of me, right? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, starting to get frustrated. Help me, guys. Why can't I find this? Tab, where are you? I don't even know like what the title for it is. That's all camera stuff. That's all. Okay, this is ridiculous. Ah, there it is. What the heck, it's over here, you got me. Okay, tab, tab. In theory, I hit tab now. Everything should work. Tab. Ooh, okay. There's the mysteries of computers, folks. Alright, sorry for the delay. Now, back to the setup. Alright, we're going to adjust the ride height a little bit. Ah, that was annoying. Sorry, guys. Do that with the spring perches. So we're, I'm gonna try and keep these two numbers close to each other as I can. It's kind of other things you can take into account when you're adjusting for those heights, like the two different spring rates. Long story short, the lower the spring rate, the less. When you raise it, you have to raise it. The higher spring rate, you're going to have to raise it more compared to the back spring rate just because of the way they're going to compress. So to keep that all even, you probably just go a little bit less increase in ride height with the rear as compared to the front. But I mean, it's pretty minute stuff. So what do we got? We got like basically 21. Is there a difference? Oh no, sorry, 19. So like 3 clicks there, 3 clicks there, 3 clicks there, 3 clicks there. We're still about at a 19, so we'll see how that does. See if it's still scraping.
Left side. Clear.
Alright. So like I was saying before, the car, I mean, feels pretty dang neutral. Like I could already call this a good baseline. Yeah, main reason with adjusting the ride height is because, you know, when your front splitter hits the ground, you're actually releasing weight off those front tires, so those front tires actually have less grip because now a lot of that, all the load that those front tires were carrying got transferred, well, not all of it, some of that load got transferred to that front splitter, so you don't have the same grip that you would otherwise if your splitter doesn't hit the ground. There we go. You didn't scrape that time. That's exactly what I was looking for. And it's one of those things where, you know, you want it to get as close to the ground as possible without hitting. Now the splitter scraping on the curbs right through there as I'm hitting them, that's, unless you want to turn this thing into a Baja rig, that's just going to happen. I'm not going to lie, she feels pretty good. But I'm gonna do some more laps and see if I can't find something new to work on here. Show you guys. It's like I said, there's always something to tweak, fix, experiment with. That's what I'll do a lot when I you know, happy with the setup, and I can't really think of anything off of the top of my head that improve it. That's when I'll start going around just clicking like one thing here and seeing what happens on stuff I'm not, you know, on stuff I don't fully grasp yet. But for the purposes of this season and just providing nice solid setups, you know, it's awesome through there now. I'd be happy with putting this out there, but see if we can't find something else to tweak on here. Like, excuse me. Maybe through that right-hander do a little something, because it does get a little bit loose on me. Take a little peek here, see what's okay. People run 18s and 19s. Pretty much have to believe that most of those 18s and 19s are qualifying fuel. Of course, I'm doing a race fuel right now.
In front of you. In front of you. Keep going.
So right now I just want to run a couple laps and see how good of a lap I can get with this setup I have right now.
.21.21.
Sorry, Wolfgang, hit the grass and just kept going.
Starting to think it's best not to take the curbs through that section. At least not with the suspension I got set up right now. Picking up a little bit of pace this lap, probably get into the 22nd bracket this lap. Like to get low 20s with this car, high 19s I think. I think that's a good goal right now. See, so when you get in that second gear and I gotta make a turn, she gets a little loose on entry, so that's something we can definitely work on. Still want to get a couple more good laps in here. 20.6. It's a little, I'd like it to get a little bit better entry through that corner. That's the best I've gone through there. And nope, we kicked the cone. Wasn't sure if we sucked it up or not. Bit of a handful through that section if you ride the curbs. Go a third again because I just can't make up my mind. I hate being in between gears like that for a corner, but I think I'm gonna have to do second.
.48.
See, it's pushing a little bit too much on entry and I can't get on throttle as quick as I like. So I think what I'm gonna do, pull it off here. I'm gonna work on getting that front end to turn a little bit more. I don't like, the suspension just feels too soft for me right now. So what I'm gonna do is increase the overall suspension spring rates, just to, you know, it feels too mushy right now. So I'm going up 2 clicks in the front, and I'm gonna go up like let's see what kind of increments these are. I'm gonna go up 3 in the rear, so I'm putting more spring rate. Just when it's all said and done, the rear now has 1 more click of spring rate than the fronts do. So that'll help with initial turn in, because it goes back to the whole dampening thing and having the front end drop a little bit sooner and stay down there longer. If you have by increasing the rear spring rates in relation to the front, just think like a ruler on 2 springs. I'm gonna let this McLaren go by. Just think of a ruler
Right side,
on 2
clear.
springs, and say both springs had the same spring rate,
Back it down.
and then you change them. You put a stiffer spring on the rear. It's gonna, when you push down on the middle, the front of the ruler with the softer spring is gonna go down more than the rear of the ruler with the stiffer spring. So I hope that paints a good picture for you, what I'm trying to accomplish here, and at the same time give this car a little bit more of a less mushy feel, to put it technically. And also, increasing those spring rates will increase your ride height too. So, which I'm happy with, because I'm still scraping a little bit here and there, so not really a problem with increasing the ride height yet. Still, front end's floating pretty bad going into that corner.
Front of you, he's rolling. Stay right. He's moving, moving. Very slow on the right. Keep coming.
Come on, man, pick a side.
Right side. Still there. Still there. Clear. 21.17.
Ah, I went down 2 gears for. Oh no, I'm supposed to. Never mind.
Right
Just
side.
double tap the brakes and let him go by because he's got a lot more pace than I do in that Ford. Those guys worked pretty hard on that Ford for the I think it was a Neo race. No, it was a Master Endurance race. They did a really good job with that Ford. Ended up, I think they got like top 10 with it, which is pretty awesome. They were the only Ford in the field. See, right now the reason I'm pulling out of the draft is because I don't want to mess up my tab sector. I actually really don't want to be this close to him. So I'll be getting drafts off him and it's going to influence all my sector times. I don't want to do that because then when I'm trying to
22. Flat. Keep coming.
you know, run laps by myself, I'm not gauging my times off, you know, the same kind of lap because I'm no longer drafting behind someone, so you can't really tell if you're improving or not. And that's another thing you got to keep in mind when you're, especially when you're trying to do a race setup or something in the beginning of the week. Don't get caught up on other cars catching you because most of the time they're running qualifying fuel. So no matter what, they're going to be faster than you. So don't get all hung up on it. There's just way too many cars around me right now, so I'm going to let all this go by. So I'm not really learning anything right now. I honestly didn't expect this server to fill up this quick. Alright, let's see what kind of lap we can run here.
29.92. Keep your eyes open. Drive through it. In front of you, he's rolling.
Purple that last sector. There we go, get that apex. Still gotta get that muscle memory back for that whole blind right-hander right there, and this whole section. This is all just, you know, practice and muscle memory, and then eventually it clicks and start going through there with your eyes closed.
front of you. He's rolling.
Okay, so it's still getting loose on me on entry. The rear end, so bringing in, trying to adjust that a little bit. I'm gonna save the setup right now. Okay, look at my tire pressures real quick. It's alright. Might go actually click down a little bit later. More around the 180. Actually, I'll just... Nah, I want to just work on the rear end right now. Okay, so right now, my rebounds, that's what it is. See, right now there's like this low speed dampener's not really doing anything, so click that up to like a 4, and what this does, it slows down the rate of the rear springs as they're releasing their compression. So it'll release the rear springs slower, so the rear end is under braking. The rear end's gonna lift up off the, or you know, it's gonna get higher off the ground slower, so it won't be as such a fast weight shift to the front, which kind of causes the rear end to come around. So if you can slow down the rate at which the rear end rises, you should have better, it should be more secure in the rear end under braking corner entry. Alright, sorry guys, I'm back.
Slow down. He's moving, he's moving. Car off the track on the left. Stay on your toes.
Oh yeah, it's already feeling a lot better right there. Ooh. A little loose there, but that's not a problem. That's just, I can use that to my advantage and help myself get through that corner better later on.
Thank you.
And the benefit, obviously, other than having to catch your rear end from coming out on you when you secure up that rear end on corner entries, you can, you know, bring more speed into the middle of the corner and then use that momentum coming out of the corner.
Got one off the track in front of you. Car on the right.
Yeah, rear end feels a lot better through that section now. Should be able to run some personal best laps here now.
20.96.
Oh yeah, that was a million times better through there. And of course, that's always one of those things, you don't want to get too excited about the adjustment changes. You know, in the first couple laps you run, because it could just be the tires are fresher, you're getting more used to the track. So again, you got to keep everything, you got to keep in mind when you ran your best lap, which honestly I can't remember with this one. So run like 5-6 laps, and I mean I can already tell it's got better pace in it just because the rear end's more secure now. But if you're doing it to like my textbook version, you'd know exactly what lap you ran your best lap on all that fun stuff, so you could get a very fair comparison. .66. Actually, I think I'm gonna try and change my differential next time I go in, because it's a little too loose off throttle going into that one right-hander back there. And I'll explain why the differential plays a role in that later when I make the change. Again, I can get a draft off this guy, so I'm not really going to follow him because I don't want it to affect my sector time, which it probably, honestly, so I'm actually going to back out a little bit because it probably did affect it just slightly. Again, that's all just so I have a good solid base to measure off of. Ooh, she's kind of a handful going out of that last corner.
.64.
Ooh, that was a really nice corner right there. Well, that's more or less a trail braking art through that corner. Something that'll, you know, with practice you'll get more used to. Yeah, I think second gear is definitely the way to go for that corner.
.83.
All right. So, going to that differential. Oh wait, it's different, I forgot. I was thinking of GT2 because you get a drive ramp and coast ramp. So I was gonna adjust the coast ramp because having more of a coast ramp is kind of acting like having more of an e-brake when you're letting off the throttle, so the rear end wants a trail brake out. What this diff preload is right here is basically both of them. So you're adjusting the drive and the coast ramps. Drive ramp just gives more force to the wheels under acceleration, so it really helps if you're pushing, coming out of corners, stuff like that. You give it more preload to help it rotate, but we're not really worried about that. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go down 2 clicks on the preload, and so hopefully this will give me a little less of that e-braking effect as I'm coasting going into fast corners. Keep that rear end a little bit more predictable and stable. If I'm being perfectly honest, I really, now that I'm starting to get, you know, a little bit more consistent lap times, I'm really not too happy with this.
In front of you, in front of you, in front of you. Slow on the right. Up, one off course, one off course. Your eyes open. Keep going, keep going.
It just, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just not happy with it. It just feels a little too nervous all around. But that might more or less just be the Ford in general. There's a lot of nervous parts on this track. You can be a nervous car with nervous parts of the track. A lot of nervousness.
You know what, see it, you see it, you see it, you see it.
Yeah, so I could already tell right there that rear end didn't want to whip out quite as bad. Yep, definitely better there as well. And honestly, when you're making all these changes, what you're really doing is just instilling more confidence in yourself and the car to go through the. And then with that confidence, you know, comes the bravery, and you can start pushing a lot harder. So really, when you're adjusting the setup, you're adjusting your confidence. I wish that little bump wasn't on that apex of that corner. Because that one little bump just completely throws the car off all out of balance.
20.94.
Alright, can take that. Oh. You got a little loose on me. Well, I was going to say before I got loose on me is I could take that little curb on the left, and that's the line I usually like to take, so I'll start doing that every lap now. Yeah, I went to first second for some reason. Alright, I know I can run better laps here, I just need to do it.
Very slow on the left. .06. Very slow on the left. Keep going, keep going.
Oh! Yeah, found a bump the car didn't like. But setup's getting better. Gonna just keep going the same direction. Those 2 adjustments I made earlier. I'm gonna just put a couple more clicks rebound in the rear. Actually gonna do a little bit of high speed dampening just to go with, you know, the same theme in the rear, is slowing down that rear end from lifting under braking. Then we'll go to, oh, I guess that's all I can go on the diff. Kinda don't want to go any less than that. So what else can we do? What's the rear sway bar? That's pretty stiff. Okay, we'll go down 1 on the rear sway bar. And the general rule on sway bars is, you know, you soften up the rear. It's gonna make it it's gonna take away the oversteer, but it's more of a every part of the corner oversteer. It's not like, you know, you're fixing corner entry oversteer or mid corner or exit. You're kind of, it's just everything. Kind of one of those blanket changes. So yeah, what we learned on that last run is you can't go that far outside because the car hits bumps and gets completely out of control. Much rather learn that in a testing session than in a race. Third gear. That's probably one of the problems with going there in third gear, is it's easier to overdrive the corner, overshoot it, as opposed to going into second gear. It just does. In the old GT Ford, I could just nail that curb on the right before that last left-hander and just soak it up, but I guess the GT3 version doesn't like that as much. Like, I feel like if this is real life, I'd already have a bent rim or something. Some kind of suspension fail, so I'll stop hitting that curb, because I had a really good sector going before I hit that curb. Still gets a little loose out of there. That might be just some fine tuning on dampeners, high speed dampeners I'll have to do through there.
20.64.
Just to help it cope with the bumps under acceleration. Came in a little hot.
Very slow on the left. 21.18.
So that curb's okay to drag on. This one just kind of, I avoid all the curbs after that one. Definitely don't hit that one.
Left side. Clear.
This next lap, you know, just went through 2 right-handers. Then had that left-hander right before that straightaway, and I did it in 4th. So I think I've been doing it in 3rd before that. So I'm gonna see what the difference is between 3rd and 4th now through there. Yeah, this rear end likes to dance, especially over the bumps.
20.57.
So we'll just go to 4th here.
Front of you. He's rolling.
This is where the crazy bumps are. Didn't hit him that time. I'm not sure if 4th gear is the answer to that corner. Just not getting enough rotation with the car, 4th gear. So this time we'll just go down to 3rd.
Up, one off course. One off course.
Yeah, that's better.
Keep an eye open. Keep coming.
Now that time coming out of that last little right-hander, I did a little short shift just to have the rear end just be a little bit more stable, and it worked out. So that might be a little technique I start to adapt for that corner. See when we get in that 19-second bracket. So again, I'm staying over here because I don't want any part of his draft. And if anything, I will account for a couple hundredths. Alright, looks like we're going to run a legitimate 19-second lap. Nice.
19.
Alright, so I'll do a little corner by corner how it feels now. I mean, you just have to wait on it for that corner, and then the suspension finally compresses and you're alright, but you do have to be patient. This corner, just, you know, get that curb, let it bounce over it, then you grab this curb. Now get as close to this curb as you can. Kind of got away with it there. Maybe just barely nick that curb when you're on that left-hander with your right tires, but definitely don't drive up on it. This is... Ford feels the best in this corner. Like, that's a Ford corner right there. Alright, so feeling pretty good about the setup. You know, it's not... Definitely not going to say it's a finished product, because the rear end just feels so nervous. But I don't want these videos to be like 2 hours long. I want to try and keep them around an hour, and I think I'm already way over that because all the technical difficulties I had. So,
clear.
You know, all that fine-tuning stuff, I just think it'd draw the videos out too long. But let me know what you guys think. But what I want to do right now, before we leave, is first save the setup. Now look at tire pressures. So what I want to do is I'm going to go down one click all around and see how that affects the car. Also, I'm going to just... Now I'm going to start experimenting with the high-speed dampeners, just to... Because again, I don't fully understand these as much as I just understand they say, you know, it's better for bumps. So these are one of these things I'm in the process of learning. So you guys are kind of seeing the way I learn how adjustments work that I'm not familiar with. So the thing I like to do is go back to the lap. A lap I had problem on that corner. And see exactly what the car is doing. Okay, so there's a good lap, seeing what the got a little squirrely on me. So do a little camera adjustments here so we can actually see what's going on. Alright. Now let's see what's going on here. There's nothing really screaming at me obvious. Usually you can see like the suspension compress. Why can't I find the right one I'm looking for? Usually you can you'll see the suspension compress and then the car will... Okay, so it did a little double bump there. Just want to get a little more of a tail view here. So that one bump right there is what unsettles the car. Oh. It went up pretty fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down, because see how fast it goes up when it hits that bump. I'm talking about the left rear tire. Right. Kind of goes down, and then that just went up really quick. So I'm going to adjust both the high-speed dampeners in the rear. I'm just gonna slow down that whole motion because it just seemed a little too sudden. And again, I'm completely guessing at this point. I don't know if I should go completely the other way, and maybe it's not going up and down fast enough, but we'll do that. See how she feels. So basically, I just slowed down the rate at which the, in theory, slow down the rate at which the wheel should be changing directions from compression to, or change the spring rate of during the compression stroke and the rebound stroke at high speed. So again, we're, you know, tires went down 1 click all around, so I'm thinking that's just going to give me better grip all around, because like I said in previous videos, I'm starting to find 180 to 185 is the optimal tire pressures. It is always fun driving the car after you've done, like, you know, a couple lap run, because it just feels so stuck with the new tires. It felt pretty good through there the first time, but like I said, it's too early to get that excited. Woo. I just mobbed that corner, or that curb, to see what happened, and just took it like a champ. It's only 2 laps, but the car's.
Drive through it.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I didn't know what was gonna happen there. Gotta do more laps now.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, it's all right, dude. I didn't know which way you're going. Oh, what am I doing? I just completely lost my bearings.
Tree focus. Tree focus. We got a shot at it.
So yeah, I'm, you know, probably just gonna, this will be the set for the week. Good baseline for other people to work on. Hopefully they can find out some more things. Third gear. Oh wow, that rear end is completely changed. See how it is in a couple laps when these tires are a little bit more warm. And it should liven up a bit.
Off to the right. Very slow on the left. Stay on your toes. Keep going, keep going.
So I'm gonna switch into racecraft practice now. The setup does feel pretty good, so I'm not gonna worry about sector times or anything like that anymore. As far as catching a draft, I'm just gonna do a little race practice. at the same time, you know, keep in mind of what that rear end's doing and how those changes really did take effect. Wow. Yep. Ooh, did get a little loose right there. I'm about ready to say how great the rear end felt, but got a little loose over that crest, but
20.3.
I think that's just more because it's a crest of a hill and you're still turning. That was interesting. I stayed in 5th in that corner.
Left side. Clear. .35.
Definitely think this sector is where the other 3 cars are going to have a major advantage over the Ford. Everything else I'm thinking is going to be pretty even, but that sector is going to be rough on the Ford crowd. Alright, I'm going to do 2 more laps and then call it a day on race prep. Of course, I still have to do, you know, like 30, 50, probably more like 50 laps to really get the muscle memory down and figure out all the do's and don'ts for the track this week. So I'm going to go back down to 4th this time. Yeah, 4th's the way to go through there. I'm still trying to figure out a 3rd. I think 3rd's the way to go for that corner, not 2nd. Just, you have better momentum that way. You don't break your momentum quite as much. That corner's definitely 3rd gear. I just love that corner in the Ford right there. Start calling it Ford corner. Both those corners Ford just excels in. And this braking zone up here, I think the Ford's going to suffer compared to the rest of the cars. This braking zone and the S's on the other side of the track.
Slow car off to the right. Keep going.
Go, new personal best. One more lap.
19.86. Right side. clear?
Alright, we'll just pretty much call it right there. It's always nice to be courteous in testing, to let if you're coming right out of the pit stops, to let you know, the cars that are coming out right behind you, let them go on the track. Alright, well, and don't forget, save your setup. I hope this helped this week, guys. Gonna try and do the same thing I did last week, all 4 cars, so till next time, see you guys later.